Hi, I'm Bianca.
And I'm Latira, and welcome to Melanated Movie Moments.
Hey, y'all, we are back. We are happy to be here, and we are about to talk about a major event that just happened the other day. How you doing, Latira?
I'm doing good, Bianca. So as she said, we are about to talk about the 94th Academy Awards.
Yes, nickname hashtag Oscars for those of y'all that didn't know that's the same thing.
Yes. So we're going to start off talking about this event with a historic first. For the first time in the Academy Awards 94-year history, the executive producer was a Black person. So we just wanted to first start out taking a moment to shout out Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, FAMU Radler, Will Packard, for your amazing first, and we hope that they keep you moving forward.
Please, I beg of you. This was a good show, good pace, good clip. Sat through it, wasn't bored.
Right.
Wonderful.
So we are just going to kind of go through and highlight some of the greatest moments of the night, talk about a few films that we enjoyed, and hope you guys follow along. So we're going to start off with the Academy's honorary awards. So the first award is the Humanitarian Award, which was given to
Danny Glover. Got a Humanitarian Award for his work, even going back into his youth. So we are happy to see Danny Glover win that. And then another melanated.
Yes. Y'all know he is like my favorite. He's like one of my all-time favorites. So the Governor's Award was given to, as we all say it, because we Black, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
So we are so excited. And he has been, when you'll read, it'll say over 150 movies, but I believe it's 197 movies to be exact. So he is the actor who has been probably in the most movies in at least modern Hollywood history. Yes. And we love him and we commend him for his great body of work. And if we could, we would hit you with a F-bomb just to show how much we love him. But we
So yeah, shout out to Samuel. We're so happy to see that. And he was presented it by Denzel Washington, I believe, or Denzel. Yes. I used to say jokingly, but that was actually correct. But anyway.
But yeah, so just love to see all of that Hollywood royalty receive honors and accolades in one night.
Yes.
Okay, so Bianca, we're gonna get into some of these categories.
Yes. By the way, for those of you watching, please hit us in the comments whether you agreed or disagreed with any of the winners or even any of the nominees. We would love to hear what you have to say about the night.
Yes. So first we're gonna go with best song.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hard side. So y'all, Bianca always loves to see what is going to frustrate me about the night. And honestly, for the first time in my decades of watching the Oscars, this is the only category that made me upset.
Just one. I'm proud of you.
Just one.
Growth.
Yes. Right. Growth. So the best song went to
No Time to Die by Billie Eilish and Phineas, who is her writing partner and also her brother.
Now, here's why it pissed me off. So it gives me very Taylor Swift vibes. That the collective gives me very Taylor Swift vibes. Like you came on the scene and you blew up and everybody's talking about you, Billie Eilish. And I'm not saying she's not talented. And I think it was an amazing song. I think why it pissed me off a lot bit was one, I don't feel like award shows truly give Beyonce the respect she deserves, right? So I was pulling for that one. But also because I was really hoping that Lin-Manuel Miranda, I hope I said that right.
Yes.
Won, because then he would have been an EGOT, which would have made him the second Latinx EGOT ever, next to the incomparable Rita Moreno. So I think that's why it made me so upset. But in truth, Billie, it was a great song. And I actually enjoyed the song, and I think you're very talented. It's just, the phenomenon around you sometimes gives me the Taylor Swift vibe, and I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, I think she did I loved her live performance, but I think it did show a side of her voice that we don't always get in some of the radio hits by her. Mm-hmm. A good atmospheric song, which really y'all, James Bond movies, their songs get nominated constantly, and usually it's that atmospheric, emotional, swelling kind of song. I'm just saying, I am actually a fan of Billie. I was happy for her and her brother. I like their story. I like how they have been doing this together from their bedroom as a child, but I was rooting for the song from Encanto as well. I thought it was a beautiful song. It's an emotional song. It's not the song that everyone who hasn't seen the movie knows, but if you watch the movie, it has so much emotion and feeling. And like Latira, I was wanting Lynn to get that. So I was rooting for that song, but I was okay with either this song or the song from King Richard. If either of these three won, I knew I was fine. Not to knock the other ones, but those were just the ones I was playing
for. They were great. Next category that we'll discuss, and I think everybody, it was kind of like, if you didn't know this movie was going to win, I mean, it was really like the front runner, and realistically, while the other movies were great, I really just didn't see any other movie outshining this particular movie. So the next category is Best Animated Film. And who won?
Encanto.
Right. If you have children, you watch that movie at least 3,000 times.
Yes, we know the songs. It's playing in the background. I know the mashups that they've done.
Hey, and we have a We Don't Talk About Bruno remix. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion.
Man, I enjoyed that part of that performance. I wasn't happy about some of the overall, but but I did. I love that. I think that's a great movie, and it is one of the movies that, if you're a person that doesn't watch things that gets heavily hyped up, and I understand, I will say Encanto does deliver on its hype. It is a highly hyped animated film. It is viral, it's trended. However, it does the weight and the emotional backstory and the layers to it and the nuance. Wonderful movie. I was very happy it won. And I've seen actually most of the nominees, great movies, but Encanto is just a beautiful film. It's not overhyped. It's actually delivers on how just amazing it is.
Right. Yeah, it was. And I've seen it plenty. I just watched it Saturday. So the next category, we're going to talk about documentary short and documentary feature. And so the reason we're going to talk about documentary short is because I am loving how a lot of the basketball players are winning Oscars. And so for the winner for documentary short, it was The Queen of Basketball. And the executive producers on that were Shaquille O'Neal and Steph Curry. And I think it is amazing. I think everybody should go watch it. It is a great story about a basketball legend. So if you have time, definitely go watch it.
Yes, and then, amazing film.
Then documentary feature. And I'm going to let Bianca say who won that.
The Summer of Soul, which shout out to your boy, who I'm going to let you say his name.
Questlove.
Questlove, yeah.
First of all, I adore Questlove. I think he's a phenomenal talent. And I love to watch careers evolve, you know, from being, you're the drummer and things of the Roots to you are an Oscar winner for your documentary feature. And what I love the most about the moment was you could see the love between him and his mom. It was so amazing. I loved his joy. I loved his vulnerability. I loved his speech. I love that his mom felt every word. It was just so amazing. And it is a great documentary. So definitely watch.
Put that on your list. But yes, his speech was extremely touching, especially when he was talking about his father. Like, made my eyes sweat. It was one of a few moments that made my eyes sweat on here. We'll get to one of the other ones in a moment.
It was great. I adored it. Next, we're going to talk about supporting actress in a lead role. And so this is another one of those wow historic moments that happened at the Academy Awards.
Yes.
If you are aware, the nominees in this category, all amazing talents. But what makes this category so historic is that the winner won this category for a movie that was released some 30 plus 40 years ago, maybe longer. I can't count. And her winning this is beautiful because 40 or 50 years ago when it came out originally, that movie was nominated in this category. and the person won. So it's beautiful to see that a movie can be remade and you can cast characters who know how to embody the role so well that they win the same award for the same character.
For the same role. It's going to be a lot of people trying to audition to be Anita in their West Side Story production. It's going to be like, this is the role. This is the role.
And so we want to congratulate the beautiful, and I'm going to say it like she said it, the beautiful the beautiful queer Afro-Latina Ariana DeBose.
Yes.
Because one, sis, you are beautiful. You are amazing. I'm glad you are able to live loud and proud. And I am glad that you were able to embody a character that was already iconically made by the amazing Miss Rita Moreno. Yes. How you were able to embody it, make it your own, and win the award just as she did.
It was a beautiful moment. It was one of my favorite speeches of the night. I encourage people to either watch or actually read the words. She talked about, for anyone that has lived in the gray areas of life or felt that you didn't belong, know that you are heard. And like you said, proudly proclaimed being a queer Afro-Latina woman. They actually said she's the first openly can get subjective, right? Because some people just don't talk about it, but she's the first very openly in Hollywood queer woman to win the award. Not the first queer woman to ever win, but as far as being open and out about it at the time, she is the first. And her speech was just, you don't have to be a person of color or queer or a woman or any, it just speaks to anyone that's ever felt other or didn't belong or where do I fit. Her words were very powerful, and I thought it was a beautiful speech. And as you say, Rita herself was there watching her. And when they showed her the joy and the proudness and the everything in her eyes, watching this woman that she helped pave the way for as a trailblazer herself, it was just a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment.
Now we're on to actor in a supporting role. And this was also historic. It was another historic night because he was the second deaf person, but the first deaf male to win this award. And the winner was
Troy Kotzer for Coda, and the person that was one of his co-stars was the person that was the first.
Correct. And his speech also was beautiful. And what I loved about that moment was, and I wish I knew ASL, I would definitely sign this because I adored the inclusion of it. I adored it. And I love that you could see the joy in his face in that moment. It was beautiful.
Yeah, all the emotion read through. I love seeing everyone stand up and do the hand wave, like to do the sign language for applause, and just and those moments were so close to each other. I said, y'all are not gonna have me crying this whole show, but it was it was so good. And hearing him speak about his father again, teaching him and being one of the most fantastic signers and emotional signers he ever said, and you can just feel all the passion come out. Just great job, and just another lovely, wonderful moment. So
yes. So then our next category, director. And another historic. Listen, while we are excited that these things are finally happening, it is stressful to always know that it's always historic. And so the winner was the director of the movie The Power of the Dog, and that was
Jane Campion.
Sorry, Jane.
Campion.
And I believe
she was a champion last night. I mean, the other night, not last night, but
and this was her second
nomination after The Piano was the first one, which was a long time ago. That's a big gap. I mean, she's been making films in the meantime, but women directors are still just having such a tough time in this industry of getting multiple chances to make films to the level and to the pay of their male counterparts. And it's frustrating.
But she won, and we are very proud of her because we are rooting for everything Black. We are rooting for our brown brothers and sisters. We are rooting for women, and then everybody else. And we love y'all. We love you all, but that's our rooting for order.
Sorry. Marginalized groups coming first. You're not gonna keep putting people in the back. So
speaking of marginalized groups, I adored that they had 3 hosts who were women. And I adored that while they made it a joke, they spoke about the inequities in pay, the gender pay gap. And while they made the joke, be clear, they were serious.
Very.
Very serious. And I want everybody to understand that that is a cause that we all need to fight for.
Yes.
There should be no pay gaps for gender, for race, for any space that is different. You should be paid the same amount of work for the same job. Period. But yeah, back to some fun stuff. So now we're going to talk about lead actresses or actress in the leading role. I always mess that up.
No, that was fine. I was actually, so, and when I say surprise, y'all, don't come for me. I don't mean surprise as in, oh my God, she won. No, I thought someone else was going to win this just based on the renown. I'll just be honest. I thought Nicole Kidman was going to win it. Not as a knock to Nicole, but just the level and the stature of Nicole that she brings to a film and what they said. I just thought, oh, okay, she did great and they love her. Right. I was happy for Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, I'm about to say, and let me tell you, Jessica played the heck out of Tammy Faye. I'm just saying, I was like, oh, girl, yes. All right. So I am very happy for her. I am very happy for her. I think she did an amazing job in that role and she deserves it.
She totally deserves it. And that was a tough category. Both of the lead categories were really tough.
They were very stacked. It was maybe one person in each set of nominees that I'm like, you're not that good. It must have been a great movie. But, you know, and y'all can guess who it is. I'm not going to say. And
no more, comment goes for both. No more Twilight. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See, I didn't even say. This goes for both actor and actress. I just want y'all to be clear. There is one person in each category that I side-eyed. But I'm not saying names.
I said my name because mine was a compliment. Look, mine was a compliment. They're picking better roles and showing the talent that they have. That they do have.
Backhanded.
Hey, better team.
Backhanded.
I like
it. And then on to actor in a leading role, Bianca.
And for actor in a leading role, all we will say, and the only note is it was a heck of a night for this person, but we are going to focus on the film and the performance. Well-deserved acting award for Will Smith for King Richard. Phenomenal performance. Fun, like beyond.
He really did embody that character. And I think he's really good at doing biopics.
Yes.
Because he did a really good job as Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
And, so I think he's really good. And he did a good job in Pursuit of Happiness as well. As Gardner, I believe was his last name.
Yeah, so, Eric Gardner. Yep.
Eric Gardner, yeah. So I think he does a good job with those type of films. And it typically grows well for him. So that's always a good thing as well.
It is.
And what I will say about the film, and specifically him with that film, is I do appreciate that gotta look up her name because I don't want to say wrong. Ingenue Ellis made a point about not being paid equally. He rectified it.
Yeah, quickly.
So I appreciate that. And what else I'm going to say about the film is, listen, Will Packer, I appreciate you letting Venus and Serena start off and be like, hey, this is how we're going to start these awards. And then they let Beyonce be the opening performance. Baby, that tennis ball colored scheme was everything. It was bright, but it was everything.
And I love that. And again, part of it's because Will Packer was the producer. And you also have the of Beyonce saying, look, if y'all want me at these awards anyway, I know you do. You're going to let me open, but you're going to let me do this different. And we're going to actually do this on the grounds, in the middle. And then I'll come show up and sit down over there. We'll film this, pre-film this, however you want. But this is how I want to do it. And Blue was getting it into.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, it was Blue Ivy for me. As soon as I saw her little face right in the center, I was like, yes, young lady, you are very talented. And I am very proud of you.
It was beautiful. And again, hopefully this will be the beginning of what you touched on earlier, of getting more recognition for her writing and whatnot. This was her first Academy Award major nomination as a lead, so hopefully this will be the beginning of, like you said, a little more credit being given to the body of work that she brings as well.
Yeah. another thing that I appreciated, again, Will Packer, listen, HBCU graduate. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. Yes.
We rep HBCUs, and Will Packer, you absolutely did your thing with that. The
memorandum.
Yes. Glad you said
Beautiful.
it. It was beautiful. Like, it was uplifting. And I know death can be very sad and the grieving process is different for everyone, but I thought it was a beautiful way to honor such beautiful souls that we lost, you know, starting with Sidney Poitier,
yes,
talking about Betty White, talking about the young lady who lost her life on the set of the movie Rust. I believe it was super beautiful, super tasteful. The songs were amazing because they were uplifting and loving. I wish they would have sung "Thank You for Being a Friend," but I get it. You might have
needed the instrumental, but they
right. You might have needed the rights. And to end it, they allowed
Jilly from Philly.
And she is beautiful. And they allowed her to give us some closing words that were so beautiful and impactful.
I love that. I love that closing word thing. You know, everybody first probably thought, oh, she's about to change it in the song. And it was like, no, I'm just about to impart some wisdom and some final words because we are celebrating the lives of these amazing people. And I was like, yes.
Highlight of the night, because this is the award that everybody wants and everybody needs. And that is the Best Picture winner. And it was
Coda.
Coda. And Coda is the movie. It stands for Children of Deaf Adults. It is an adapted screenplay.
Yes.
But it was a beautiful film. It was a beautiful film. And again, the inclusivity of just Black, white, Latinx, deaf, disabled. It was beautiful to see such a high level of inclusion.
It was. They actually had to fight a lot to get financing for this film, which hopefully it made those same many people that kept telling them no, wake up, because the movie you passed up on Apple TV ended up buying the rights to it at a film festival. So it's the first movie back. They did not produce it from the beginning, but it's the first one backed by a streaming service that's won the Academy Award.
Yep.
And they made the movie despite of it. So I hope that really helped perk some ears up to say, maybe y'all need to take different looks in their audiences in recognition for these amazing films. Stop passing on them.
Right. And y'all know how I feel about films that don't follow a certain outline. But I actually liked Coda. First of all, I am in love with the beauty of the language, ASL, American Sign Language. I think it is such a beautiful thing. And I think it is the way the movie presented all the information and how it showed where even if you are hearing impaired, you can touch someone's vocal cords or touch a piano and feel the sound. It was such a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
And then I appreciated how, you know, it teaches people to try to understand differences. So it was, and
they didn't make the movie while the parents being hearing impaired and whatnot was, of course, a component of the movie. They're not one-dimensional. That's not the only thing about the dad. It's not the only thing about the mom. That's not the only thing about this young woman's experience. Like, it was a part, but they didn't do like the one-dimensional, like, this is all we're going to talk about. Like, I love that it was just a very fully evolved characters and deep film where that was a part of it, but it wasn't the only thing about any person.
It was a fully evolved story. You just so happen to have parents who could not hear, which was amazing. And what I loved about the film is that they actually had actors and actresses who were deaf, hearing impaired. So I think it was great to have people who, this is your real life, portraying these characters. I always think that is amazing.
Well, I'm glad you were happy this year.
I was.
Yay.
I was. This year made me happy.
It was. So overall, a very good show. Like the winners and things selected. Really good, strong nominees overall. I didn't really have too many complaints. And like I said, Will Packer, we keep bringing it up to you, but shout out for keeping it moving. Host, shout out to y'all for also keeping it moving. It didn't drag, it wasn't dull, it didn't go on too long. Really good show. And congratulations to everyone, including those we couldn't name, because there's a lot of awards.
It was well, I do want to do a couple of special mentions.
Let's do it.
So I want to talk about Dune, because while they didn't win the major awards, they swept the cinematography, they swept the awards when it came to those awards that focused on lighting and systems and those things.
Yes, and I have watched Dune. I'm looking forward to the second part of it, but I will say visually stunning. Yeah. Visually stunning. Every single moment, every scene, every whatever. It was no detail, but it really was. It deserved every one of those. Every time one of those awards came up, I was like, Dune about to get again.
That's what I said. Every time I was like, only one that I was like, if Dune win this, that's gonna be the second thing that makes me mad.
What?
Can you guess?
Is it costume?
You knew it. I was like, it better be Cruella.
Yes.
And it was. But
which was amazing. Yes. I mean, fashion is one of the main drivers of it. And I know we know costume design isn't just about like that type of fashion and stuff. We know all the awards from the ones I saw, the nominees from the ones I saw and the ones I showed clips of all looked amazing.
Right.
However, Cruella, because it's part of it's almost like another actress in the movie is the costuming design. It's kind of like a literal living, breathing piece of that film. So I felt the same way. Because I said, now, come on now.
Right. But Dune was the winner. Listen, it was the winner. And then also, it's because she's an HBCU grad. I'm just going to give an extra shout out to Miss Wanda Sykes, Hampton University. Because HBCUs is where it's at.
It is. I loved her specialized scene when they went to the museum thing and her little quips, including to the Harvey Weinstein joke at the Academy Awards. Yes, let the people know. It was some good quick. You had to almost have to say, I'm going to rewind it because I feel like I missed a couple that she threw in there.
And she said, I gave $15. And he was like, oh, you gave $15,000. Let me give you a tour. I was like, oh, okay. Well, get your tour, girl.
Yeah, so they did great. It was great. It was enjoyed it. Even the red carpet presenters did great. So back to Will. Because Will Packer for being the maestro from beginning to end. Like y'all know, producers, it's not even just about the show, it's the pre-show, it's the post, it's those cutaways, it's where you should plug what song in where to keep the tempo going. Just incredible.
My one thing I would ask is that y'all shorten it. I'm sorry. So long.
It's hard. And I watched the pre-show, so I was sitting there like, why did I? It's so long.
So long. But beyond that, great show, Will Packer.
Wonderful.
You and your team. Last shot for Will Packer. Again, it goes back to Will Packer and his team. And I know he has a team, but he is the executive producer, so I'm going with Will. Will Packer and the music and how they changed it up each hour was great.
That was good. I have one more note for him too, but then I'm gonna stop with that one after the music. I enjoyed the shout outs to movies of the past too, and having those reunions on stage.
Yeah,
for The Godfather, the Pulp Fiction reunion, things like I thought that was really nicely done. Those pop-ins where they had the cast reunions, that was great.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And I need John Travolta and Uma Thurman to grow up. Samuel, I got your back, buddy.
Samuel, you could do no wrong.
So if you guys enjoyed our content, please make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Melanated Movie Moments. Please subscribe to our channel and let us know what you think in the comment.